Hello, this is question 8 on your June 2023 paper 2 from Edexcel. You have to express this expression here in this form when r and alpha are constant, r is positive and alpha is between 0 and pi half radians. So we are working in radians. We have to give the exact value of r and the value of alpha in radians to 3 decimal places. So remember, we are doing these questions using the addition angle formulae. So we are going to write the 2 cos theta plus 8 sine theta equal to r cos theta minus alpha, and we are going to use the addition formula for the cos theta minus alpha. So we can write this as r. The formula for the addition formula for this one is going to be cos theta cos alpha. If I have a minus, it's going to be a plus. And I'm going to multiply the r by the first term and by the second, yeah? So I will have a bracket here, but I'm going to expand it all together. So r sine theta sine alpha. And now we are just going to compare coefficients. So on my left-hand side, my variable here for cos theta, the coefficient of that is 2, while on my right-hand side, the coefficient of cos theta is r cos alpha. Cos alpha is a constant. So this is a constant, this is a constant multiplying cos theta. So 2 must be equal to r cos alpha. And I'm going to do the same with sine theta. So I have sine theta here and sine theta here. So my coefficients are going to be equal to each other. So 8 is going to be r sine alpha. And now to find alpha, I can divide this one by this one. So I have tan alpha on this side and the r cancel, and 8 divided by 2. Yeah, so I'm dividing, if this is 1 and this is 2, I'm dividing 2 divided by 1. Yeah, and I have r sine alpha divided by r cos alpha is 8 divided by 2, which means tan alpha is 4. And if you do tan minus 1 4 with the calculator and in radians, you get that alpha is 1.3258. So rounded to 3 decimal places is 326 radians. Yeah, to 3 decimal places already. And r, to find r, I can use the inequality, the identity. So if I make sine the subject here and cos the subject here, I can write that sine square plus cos square is 1. Yeah, so this is sine, this is cos. And if I do sine square plus cos square equals to 1, so if I use sine square plus cos square equals to 1, means that 8 divided by r squared plus 2 divided by r squared is going to be 1. I'm doing that so I have the exact value of r. That's what they usually ask in these questions. Yeah, so don't substitute here alpha, because then you're going to get decimals, not the exact value of r. Yeah, in normal circumstances we could substitute alpha here and find r, but that's not what we are doing. So this equation is 64 divided by r squared plus 4 divided by r squared equals to 1. So 68 divided by r squared is 1, which means 68 is r squared, which means r is plus or minus root 68. But they say, remember, r is positive. Yeah, so I'm going to pick only the positive value. You can, even if you want, write both values, but then say that r is only the positive one. Yeah, and root 68, if we simplify, is root 17. Yeah, so we are choosing r positive. So we have found r and alpha. Yeah, that's the first part. Then the first 3 terms of an arithmetic sequence are these ones. Arithmetic sequence, so we are adding the same thing. If you look at it, we have first term, then first term plus sine, and then this term plus again sine. So we are adding sine x all the time. Yeah, that's our common difference. It's not difficult to see. If you are not seeing straight away, you just have to subtract this term minus this one, and then you can check subtracting this one minus this one. Given that S9 represents the sum of the first 9 terms of this sequence as x changes, find the exact maximum value of S9. Remember, we have a formula in your formula booklets for the sum of n terms, yeah, which is this one. N halves, 2 times the first term, n minus 1, common difference. So in this case, if I want to do S9, it will be 9 over 2. 2a is 2 times first term is cos, so 2 cos x, then plus n minus 1, which is 8, and the common difference was sine x. And we need to find the maximum or the minimum? The exact maximum. If you look at this formula or this expression, you can see that this is precisely what we have written here as r cos, which means we can write this expression, the S9. So S9 is going to be 9 halves. And instead of writing this, we are going to write r cos. So, I don't need brackets. So r is 2 root 17 cos of x minus alpha. X minus alpha. This is our alpha. So x minus 1.326. That's why we are doing this thing here. Precisely that, yeah? What is the maximum? The maximum of this function is when cos is 1, yeah? So when cos is 1, so the maximum value is when cos is 1. Cos is 1. So we have 9 halves times 2 root 17, which is 9 root 17. And that's our maximum value, yeah? Just using the fact that cos is between 1 and minus 1, so the maximum value is going to be 1. And then the last bit, it says, deduce the smallest possible value of x at which this maximum value occurs. So we are finding x now. So this is the first part. Sorry, this is bi, and now for the second part, we need when this maximum value happens. This maximum value happens when cos is 1, we say, yeah? So cos must be 1, which means x minus 1.326 is 0, because that's the smallest value that gives me cos 1, which means x is going to be 1.326 radians. Yeah, and that's all with this question.